Are there any books that are so bad or so dangerous that their mere existence is a threat to your life? Plenty of people believe the answer to that question is yes, and some of them point to this book right here, Jodi Picoult's 19 Minutes, as an example. In an age of school shootings, they believe that children will be inspired by the shooter in this story. They also cite profanity and sexual acts for reasons to ban this book. Should 19 Minutes be banned though? And more importantly for LTM, will it survive the ravenous appetite of Voidy? On this special banned books episode of LTM, we are going to score Jodi Picoult's 19 Minutes. We will discuss the topic of book bans, and if you stick around, I will tell you how you could win my copy of 19 Minutes. Let's get started. Voidy, set the scene. Peter Houghton walks into a school and he shoots dozens of people. He kills 10 of them. Patrick, a local cop, rushes into the building to try and save people, and he finds Peter in the locker room. Peter surrenders to the police. Josie is on the ground next to her boyfriend, having survived the shooting with only a scratch. Her boyfriend, Matt, is dead. He's the only person to have been shot twice. Why did Peter do it? This story bounces back and forth through time to try and provide us a history of the events that led up to the school shooting. We see how everyone repeatedly failed to protect Peter from bullying. We also see how Josie suffered under the pressures to try and fit in and the impact that it had on her life. The trial against Peter seems like a slam dunk until a surprising witness testimony. This book is filled to the brim with drama, and I would not want to deprive you of a fresh read. So, let's get to the scoring. The characters in this novel are done very well. You understand what they want, what they fear, why they act the way they do. And quite frankly, it's excellent how the narration reinforces character. So, for character, I'm going to give it 5 stars. This novel is set in very familiar places, from schools to coffee shops to courthouses. And because of that, it doesn't take a lot to set the scene. And Jodi manages to do this very effectively and very quickly. And for that, I will give her 5 stars. The plot of this novel is almost perfect. There's 2 points that I do take exception with though. One is when Peter is pantsed and his genitals are exposed. He fights the bully that did this to him, and a teacher breaks it up, having witnessed the incident. It doesn't make it into the report of the bullying that Peter endured, and quite frankly, I find that to be very unrealistic. I was a high schooler in 2007 myself, and I don't believe any of my teachers would have risked their career over an event like this. I mean, it's blatant sexual harassment, and the teacher would have had an obligation to report this no matter who was involved. And therefore, I just don't buy that. The second thing is when Alex and Patrick are sitting in the high school at the end of the novel waiting for the 1-year anniversary. It goes unmarked. There's kids playing soccer. There's nothing over the announcements. And I just kind of wonder, 1, how did they get in the school to begin with? 2, there's not like a moment of silence or something. I mean, it just seems odd that the occasion would have gone unmarked by the school. I really would have expected anything more than just what we got. And for that, I give the plot 4 stars. There's nothing exceptional about the form of this novel. Everything's been done before. Jodi's doing, flashbacks, flash forwards through time. And because of this, I think it's, nothing super special. However, she follows all the conventional rules, and therefore she gets full marks for form, 3 stars. Okay. I don't know if this is Jodi Picoult's writing style or not. This is the only thing that Jodi Picoult has written that I've read. But there is one thing that she does that is absolutely infuriating when I see it. And it's moments where you have one character's POV. Every section is one character's POV, and they're talking to another person. And then all of a sudden, we jump into like the other person's POV for 1 or 2 sentences. And if you step back, you realize that this is actually the character POV we're in. That character is making assumptions about the other character's thoughts. But it doesn't read like that. And so I'm actually going to give you an example. This is from page 31. We are in Alex's POV. Lacey looked up, the baby carrier balanced in the crook of her arm. It took a moment to place the face. She hadn't seen Alex since her initial visit nearly a month ago. Really? Really? She hadn't seen Alex since her initial visit nearly a month ago. That is only information that Lacey would have. And yet we are in Alex's POV. And so the only way this works is that this is an assumption that Alex is making about Lacey. However, it's not handled in a way that makes that inherently obvious. It is just a POV shift. And quite frankly, that drives me nuts. And so it's like this one thing that she does multiple times throughout the novel. And it makes me think that this is part of her writing style. And therefore, I'm going to ding her for quality, but I'm also going to forgive it because everything else follows conventional style rules. And the quality is really good because we're so good on character and everything else. And so I'm going to give it 4 stars. I would almost have given it 3 because of this POV shifting drives me so crazy. However, I think this is just something that Jodi Picoult has in her writing style. Maybe she'd feel more comfortable writing in third person omniscient, but I don't know. So for quality, I'm going to give it 4 stars. So for the big point earner, enjoyment. How did it score? Well, to get perfect marks on enjoyment, there has to be one thing that happens while I'm reading the novel, and if it doesn't happen, you're going to lose points. And that is, I need to feel like I can't put the novel down. And 19 minutes does that. There were multiple instances where I had to go to sleep or get to work, and I'm just, no, I want to read more. I want to read more. And so because of that, I'm going to give it full marks on enjoyment because I just couldn't put it down. Okay, Voidy, you can go ahead and set us back to normal now. Before I deliver my Voidy verdict, I want to talk to you about book banning. I'm not sure there has ever been a time when books weren't being banned. There always seems to be one pesky group or another that's frustrated by, afraid of, or morally opposed to certain books. The solution they come up with is to remove those books from the bookshelves. They think that by doing this, that they're preventing the words in those books from corrupting the youth or tainting the moral fiber of society. They think that by doing this, by banning books, or worse, burning them, that they're preventing those ideas and those thoughts from existing. They're wrong. Banning and burning books won't heal the moral fiber of society. It won't protect children. If it did, all the bookstores would have to close. A centralized government agency would be put in place to distribute only the purest books. Better yet, why read in the first place? If banning books worked, then why would you ever teach people to read? I mean, only with complete illiteracy could you guarantee that a person wouldn't be corrupted by all those silly words. When reading is called dangerous, it's more important than ever to read. We need our kids and our teens to read more, not less. How else are they going to be prepared for the world that we leave behind? Sheltering somebody's mind only makes it harder for them to accept reality. Banning books to keep kids from participating in immoral acts hinders them when they're faced with moral choices. They won't know right from wrong, what to do, or how to act. I have heard so many good arguments against book banning that I don't think I've said anything new. I also don't think that there are very many minds left open on this debate. But I know this: books are more often a source of good than a source of bad. I fear for the minds of morons who can be so easily swayed into thinking that book banning is a good thing. They will have no protection from thought control and propaganda. The very books that they want to ban could help them connect with others and make the world a safer and more peaceful place. Their ignorance is a tragedy. And that tragedy doesn't know political boundaries. I am against book banning, book burning, and all other censorship. I read banned books, and so should you. Let's get to the Voidy verdict for Jodi Picoult's 19 minutes. 19 minutes might be banned in some places, but it deserves a spot on my bookshelf. With a composite score of 31 stars, 19 minutes is a good book, bordering just shy of a great one. And so, Voidy, I'm sorry, you do not get to have 19 minutes. But you could, and I'm about to tell you how. If you live in the United States and you're over the age of 18, you could win my personal copy of Jodi Picoult's 19 minutes. All you have to do is leave a comment below telling me what's your favorite banned book and why is it so meaningful to you. On October 4th, I will live stream a random drawing of one of your comments, and I will ship my copy, my personal copy of Jodi Picoult's 19 minutes to you absolutely free. All you need to do is follow the instructions I give so that I can get an address to ship it. If you want the full official rules, the link is in the description. If you don't want to miss our upcoming giveaways, book reviews, and writing advice, hit that subscribe button. Thank you Oleg Gemelinsky and RDNE Stock Project for your artwork. Yet again, this video is better because of your work. And thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time right here on LTM.